Hello, scholars. Welcome to Writing with Mrs. Halverson. Today is session 11, paragraphing to support sequencing, dialogue, and elaboration. Scholars, I have to preface or warn you guys a little bit that paragraphing is one of the trickiest things about writing so far. So I know that you all have been writing really fast, really furiously, and now it's time to slow down and revise and go back and rewrite. So today we're going to be talking about when to start a new paragraph. I loved watching you guys develop the heart of your story last week. It really made me think about what the most important parts of your story were, and it made me really appreciate your stories. Nice job. Now it's time to begin working on using paragraphs. We have a goal today. Our goal today is to learn how to use paragraphs correctly. We always use new paragraphs when there is a new subtopic, when time is moving forward, and when someone is speaking. So dialogue. You're probably wondering, how am I supposed to know when these things are happening? Well, we're going to look at a few examples. Before we look at the examples, did you know that there is a sign you can use when you want to write that you should start a new paragraph? It looks like this. It's like a backwards P. Do you guys see it? Whoopsies. It's a backwards P. Oops. With a double line. So there's two lines and then a backwards P. And that means new paragraph. Usually when I'm going through my work and I've decided that I should have some new paragraphs, I really would love to take a different colored pen or pencil just to mark it up. So if you have like a red pen or a red pencil, go through and mark the new where you should paragraph with this symbol using that red color. That usually works for me really good, really well, excuse me. Okay, we're going to practice now. So start a new paragraph when you switch ideas. So when you switch ideas, that's kind of what we mean by subtopic. If I'm talking about whales and I'm talking about where they live, and then I start talking about whale babies, that would probably be a great place for me to switch and start a new paragraph. So here we go. Start a new paragraph when you switch ideas. Start a new paragraph if you're writing changes, ideas, subjects, subtopics, etc. Here is an example. My cat's name is Patrick. He is gray. I like the way he purrs and sits on my lap. One day when my brother was little, he said he wanted a dog instead of a cat. So think about that. I'm going to read it one more time. My cat's name is Patrick. He is gray. I like the way he purrs and sits on my lap. One day when my brother was little, he said he wanted a dog instead of a cat. Scholars, where should our new paragraph start? When editing our papers, how can we quickly write that we need to start a new paragraph here? So instead of rewriting the whole paragraph right now, since we're still drafting, we can just write that fancy backwards P in a red pen or pencil. Where should we put it? My cat's name is Patrick. He is gray. I like the way he purrs and sits on my lap. One day, when my brother was little, he said he wanted a dog instead of a cat. I would put our new paragraph right here. Doot, doot, doot. That's me drawing my fancy backwards P to mark that I would need a new paragraph right here. Okay. Not only is the author, he or she, switching ideas, they also are jumping forward or backward in time. So that's where we'd split it there. So another time that we need to make sure that we have a new paragraph is when time moves forward. Start a new paragraph when time moves forward. Here is our example. Yesterday, when I got up, it was raining. I felt sad and blue all day. It was one bad thing after the other all day long. The next morning, when I woke up, I knew it would be a better day. So I got up, got some breakfast right away, and played video games. Scholars, where should a new paragraph start and why? I'm going to read it one more time. Yesterday, when I got up, it was raining. I felt sad and blue all day. It was one bad thing after the other all day long. The next morning, when I woke up, I knew it would be a better day. So I got right up, got some breakfast right away, and played video games. So, scholars, where it says the next morning, that's a passage of time when time moves forward. So we could put a paragraph there. Very good. All right. Ooh, rainbow. We also need a new paragraph when someone is talking. Start a new paragraph when someone is talking. Here is an example. So be thinking about when you would start a new paragraph. I looked at my brother because I knew he would be mad when he lost. I reached out my hand and said, "Good game." "Yeah, right, you just got lucky." Remember, whenever anyone new begins to speak, a new paragraph is needed. So where do we need to start the new paragraphs? So there's going to be two paragraphs in this case. I'm going to read it one more time. I looked at my brother because I knew he would be mad when he lost. I reached out my hand and said, "Good game." "Yeah, right. You just got lucky." So scholars, since two different people are talking, we need a paragraph here and a paragraph here. Good. Let's look at that a little bit more. So, paragraphing for dialogue. So, if I'm telling my story, and let's say I was telling a story of yesterday when me and my sister-in-law were arguing over, we weren't really arguing, we were just disagreeing about how big our nephew was when he was born. So first, we're always going to indent because we're starting a new paragraph, right? So when you start a new paragraph, you want to be 2 fingers of a space away from the red margin line where you're writing. Okay, so first I said he was 22 inches long, 5 pounds, and 6 ounces. I said, there. I said, so now my sister-in-law is going to talk. So that means that she goes to the next line and I start a new paragraph already. So this first paragraph here is not long, is it? We usually think about paragraphs as being 5 lines long, maybe 3 lines long. But when people are talking, it doesn't matter how long their paragraph is. So let's say my sister-in-law Kayla said, "No, he weighed less," responded Kayla. Now let's add in a third character. So let's say that my other sister-in-law is also talking to me. I'm going to tab in. No, I think Jamie, that's me, is right. I think he weighed 5 pounds, 6 ounces. Jessica chimed in. And then if you want to keep writing, then you don't need to start a new paragraph. So after we were talking, then Jenna, who was doing the Baby Jeopardy game, was coming around and saying, "Oh, it's your turn now." Jenna came around and addressed our group. If Jenna's going to talk, we need a new paragraph still. All right, team 2, what do you think? Asked Jenna. Now, If Jenna continues to talk, since she's the same person, we do not need a new paragraph. So, all right, Team 2, what do you think? Asked Jenna. How long and how big was Calvin when he was born? Do you see how Jenna's talking here, but then she talks again, and we don't need a new paragraph. Only when I talk, then Kayla, then Jessica. These are all new people, right? Let's highlight them so we know where they are. New person talking, new person talking, new person talking. Here's a new person talking. But she's still talking here. So we do not start a new paragraph. Okay. Scholars, today, your assignment is this. Working on breaking your story into paragraphs. Go through your story and look for places that have people speaking, time changing, or subjects changing. Use your symbol to help you remember that you need to start a new paragraph. Do you remember? Our symbol looks like this. This is tricky to write on this. My handwriting is not usually this sloppy, but that's going to be the sign that you write, okay? Use your symbol to help you remember that you need to start a new paragraph. That you need to start a new paragraph there when you rewrite your draft. It will really help the flow of your story and make it easy for your readers. I will be pulling, nope, I will not be doing that today. I will look through your writing today, looking for paragraph markers like this or like this. I will share the best used markers at our Friday class meeting. So scholars, all you are doing today is going through your story and marking where you need new paragraphs. That's all you have to do today. Read through your story, mark where you need new paragraphs, and then take a picture of your work. And I want to see bright red paragraph symbols, or at least in some sort of different color. If you only have a pencil, kind of do something like this. So make your paragraph symbol and then circle it really big so I can see it, okay? All right, scholars, happy paragraph marking, and I hope you have a fun time in writing today. Bye, scholars.